move on to the trailer roundup. Speaking of bad movies, let's talk about the Sony Spider-Man universe. We get the first trailer for Madam Web. This is a movie releasing in theaters on February 14th, not the greatest release date, starring Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Adam Scott, and a bunch of other very strong young female actors. Ricky Flex, your thoughts on the first trailer for Madam Web?
So I haven't seen Morbius still. All right, I still haven't seen it. To your recommendation, I don't know. Again, that feels like that's rock bottom, but this is going to be, in that area. It looks terrible. I think. I don't think it looks. I don't think this looks not even like remotely decent, and it's shocking. And Dakota Johnson, she's had her spots, hits and misses, more hits, I would say, but like not mega hits, not mega. She's done okay for herself.
She's on the comeback trail. She's like Jamie Dornan status, where it's like we're trying to get over 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, it's just I didn't have high hopes for this movie at all. My expectations were low, and they hit those low expectations. And Sydney Sweeney, I know it's just a trailer, but we also had another trailer with the Glenn Powell movie, Anyone But You. I want to put her on the hot seat before those two movies even come out, Madam Web and Anyone But You.
Overrated alert.
I do. I saw Reality. I thought she was okay in it. Short Max movie, but didn't sell me enough, but still okay. But I want to put her on the hot seat just after two trailers. I don't know if she's a good actress.
I will say the one-liners and the jokes were awful in this trailer. Awful. And I don't know if it's because it was poorly edited and it was poorly cut and it didn't give us full context, and then it came off weird, right, in the moment of the trailer and the quick cuts too. But I'm nervous. I'm not even nervous. I know it's going to be terribly acted. And also to go along with that aspect, it's we just had the Marvels. It seems like girl power superhero movies don't tend to be very successful. And this one, it seems like it doesn't really have a tone. It feels very generic. It feels like AI kind of spewed out the script by some of the lines that were coming out here. It feels like I don't even know what it's all like. It's something about the Sony movies, how generic they feel, or almost how pre-MCU they feel in a negative way, almost. It almost felt like the beginning was like the Scream franchise, where it's like a joke in and of itself, like in those first couple scenes. But I thought this looks awful. It just looks awful, and we have a Madam Web movie, but there's no clear Madam Web distinction. There's no Madam Web on screen. It's not the comic book version. You're making something that's in the Spider-Man universe. You're getting a young Madam Web, and you have no real look aside from this Ezekiel Sims dude and then a quick pan of Spider-Woman. And then you have this other person in a suit, but you don't have Madam Web looking like Madam Web. She just looks like Dakota Johnson wearing a leather jacket. To me, it's just I don't know if she's the main character, but she doesn't look like any type of superhero. She's not taking on the identity of the comic books. To me, it just was missing that comic book appeal too.
Yeah, the comic book appeals to the supporting characters. Sydney Sweeney, she gets the spider suit here, but
pretty good. The suit looked good. The suit looked good. She actually didn't look. It wasn't Anyone But You type, but it was solid.
Yeah, for sure. But you're right. There's no tone to this movie, this trailer whatsoever, and there's no comic book appeal for the main protagonist. That's not good. So at least Venom, we know what it is. They know who they are. Madam Web doesn't know who it is. That's my problem with it too. And Madam Web in itself isn't Venom. Venom's Spider-Man's big bad, one of Spider-Man's A-list villains, right? There's no appeal to Madam Web. None. So, yeah, not good. I'm not nervous for this movie because I know it's going to be bad. I think they know it's going to be bad too. But I think the problem is that It's like Sony doesn't know their identity, even though they've had how many freaking Sony Spider-Man movies that are not Spider-Man? A lot. Not good.
If this movie feels like also it's the theme of time once again, adjacent to the MCU's multiverse saga, and adjacent to Into the Spider-Verse in that universe. And it seems like it's just trying to live so it could potentially be mentioned in Beyond the Spider-Verse, right? Just so you could have
Jesus.
Sydney Sweeney in a cameo in Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's what it kind of feels like. And after watching this, we feel the lack of connection to Spider-Man, except for that one line where she's like, "My mom died in the Amazons, like studying spiders." That's like the only thing really, that I really connected Dakota Johnson's character with, like Spider-Man or like this lore. I thought, why don't you just make the Spider-Woman movie? Just make
Yes.
a Sydney Sweeney Spider-Woman movie. She looks great in the suit, and you don't have to do a team-up movie. Like, your universe isn't successful enough to have a team-up movie. You have to earn a team-up movie, and they have not done anything remotely close to earning a team-up movie. Maybe Venom a little bit, right? A little, not really. So it's just, to me, it's bold. It's bold, and it's going to be unsuccessful. It's destined to fail. Destined
Destined
to
to
fail.
fail is the right phrase.
And it feels like they're making it because they have the property, not because they want to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you summed it up well there. That's a good, like, yeah, this is what it is, as in from us, audience standpoint, and they don't know who they are.
Screw this movie. It's going to be awful.